My name is Jason Goodison. I'm an engineer at Microsoft. I attended Waterloo for 5 years where I did 6 internships across 3 countries, blah, 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 blah. You don't care. You want to know how to get into Waterloo. Welcome back to the show, everyone. Today we're talking about something I get quite asked. Oh my God. Welcome back to the show, guys. Today we are talking about something I get asked about a lot, which is how to get into Waterloo Computer Science. Now, I wasn't going to do a video like this, and then I did some research on what's out there. I watched a few videos, and I found most of the videos that are out there. There are some good ones, but a lot of them are just the people bragging about how good they are. Like, hey, I got into Waterloo Computer Science. My cumulative top 6 was 130%. I founded 6 companies and sold 10 of them for $500 million. And it's, hold on. Wait, what? When you watch something like that, you start to think, is that what I need to get into the University of Waterloo? No, it's not. Why? No, that's not what you need. So today I want to be a little bit more real. I didn't have one of the best applications in the world. I'm going to tell you what I had, and I'm going to relieve some of your stress and tell you about some of the myths. Now, yeah, Waterloo can be a difficult school to get into. It's no surprise. It's one of the best in the country. So I'm not going to try and sugarcoat it and tell you everyone's going to get in, but it's not as crazy as some of these people are making it out to seem. So let's go through some of the myths. One of the myths I've seen, somebody talking about how many hackathons they've done, like 12 hackathons or something. I went through 5 years at Waterloo and did 3 hackathons and 0 before university. I didn't know how to code before university at all. So you don't need to know how to code to get into the University of Waterloo. Yeah, I'm sure it helps. So if you are someone that knows about these competitions, like the CCC, or you know about hackathons you can go to, that's great. I just didn't know. I just came from a small town. I just didn't know about any of that kind of stuff. Now, I did do the Euclid, and I would recommend doing any math competitions or coding competitions that you do know about, because they never hurt you. If you want to do the Euclid, I got like a 32% on the Euclid or something, and it didn't hurt my chances of getting in. They're just excited to know that you're excited about math. If you can do it, always do it. Okay, what do your grades really need to be like? I've seen a lot of people say you have to have high 90s. That's just not true. I got into the University of Waterloo with a 93 average. Now, it was a few years ago, so it might have been a little easier to get in. I'm not sure. However, I'll say Waterloo has a grading system that they actually use to grade the schools. Not the people that apply, but the schools themselves. Before I go any further, let me say, if you're getting any value out of this video, please like and subscribe. If you're going to Waterloo, this channel is completely dedicated to helping you get your next internship. So you'll want to be subscribed. But back into it. So Waterloo has a system. Now, some people go to really easy schools that are grade inflated. Canada doesn't have like an SAT or something that you have to take like America has. So we have to have some idea of determining which high schools give inflated grades and which ones don't. So what Waterloo does is it takes grade 12s that have already been to Waterloo. It checks what they applied with. So let's say person from high school A applied with a 95 average. Then it looks at their first year grade, final grade. So person that went to high school A with a 95 average ended up getting a 75. So therefore, they on average lost 20% after they came to Waterloo. And they found that the average was 16%. So if you go to Waterloo, your average will drop by probably 16% for the average school. But some schools dropped up to 30%. So some schools are really, really inflating grades. Now, I went to this really small school in Canada, in Ontario, called KDHS. I applied to Waterloo with a 93 average, and I finished my first year with a 75 average. So I was around their average. So my school probably didn't get inflated or deflated too much. Your school might. So when you're watching these people on YouTube tell you that they literally have a 98 average and that you need that, well, they don't know. You might be struggling to keep a 91 average, but your 91 average is way more impressive than their 98 average. So keep that in mind. Do a little bit of investigation if you can to determine what your school is like. Here, another thing you should try, Waterloo looks at your grades, their applications, before your final mark is out, right? So if you get a really bad mark when you're doing your application process, what you should do is ask your teacher to postpone putting that grade on your mark until you're finished the application process and then put it on your mark. So you want to inflate your grades a little bit right when you're applying, and you don't want to just blatantly ask for marks and tell your teacher, please give me an extra 2%. Like, that's sketchy. They're not going to want to do that. You shouldn't ask for it. But if you did just happen to have an inopportune bad grade, then I don't think you're abusing any integrity issues by asking them to postpone putting it on your final mark for like a week. And then last but not least, the thing that most videos go over more in depthly is the AIF. So the AIF, yeah, it's important. Before I tell you how to answer AIF questions, think about Waterloo as an institution. Waterloo is a business. So what do businesses want? They want to be relevant and make money, and they want to stay relevant. That's what Waterloo's goals are. When you're writing your AIF, think those are their motivations. So how that translates to you is they want to know you're smart and that you'll go through your entire 4-year degree, meaning that they'll make money from you for 4 years in a row. And they want to know you're ambitious because they want you to go on to do great things. And then that reflects really well on the school. Think Kevin O'Leary from Canada, he went to the University of Waterloo. They want someone like Kevin O'Leary having gone to Waterloo and not U of T. That looks really good on them, if you're a fan of Kevin O'Leary. And the AIF, it's very quantitative, which you'll want to use a lot of numbers. And what they're looking for is some way of determining how good you are at managing stress. So I worked like 20 to 26 hours a week on a side job. I was the captain of the high school soccer team. These were things that took up a lot of time out of my week that I was able to put on there. I also tried to do some extra volunteering. I didn't go like crazy, but I think I did like an extra 80 hours. So yeah, volunteering's great. Sports are great, or band or something like that. If you do have a side job, definitely put it on there. They're just looking to see that you can handle the stress. That's really what it is at the end of the day. And if they want to stay relevant, they're going to want to see things like leadership skills, things that show them that you might go on to do something great. I'm just trying to get you guys to think about the motivations they have when they're looking at applicants. So anyway, I hope I debunked a few of these myths that I've heard. It's really situational based, right? I really hope you get in. When you do get in, you should definitely make sure you're subscribed to this channel for tips on how to survive Waterloo CS, for tips on how to get your next internship. We've got tons of content for you.